In 2017, the credit rating agency Equifax suffered a very serious breach of security. Now, the United States government, or particularly the U.S. Attorney General William Barr, has declared that 4 members of the Chinese People's Liberation Army are the ones are responsible for exposing the data of 150 million Americans. Now, this is one of the largest, most notorious hacks in United States history, and it's been directly linked, so they say, to Chinese military hackers, according to an indictment that was announced Monday by U.S. Attorney General William Barr. Wu Ziyang, Wang Qin, Ku Zi, and Lu Li, employees of the PLA's 54th Research Institute, have all been charged with conspiracy to commit computer fraud, conspiracy to commit economic espionage, and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. William Barr said it was a deliberate and sweeping intrusion into the private information of the American people, and that we have the capability to remove the internet's cloak of anonymity and find the hackers, which in this case would be China, repeatedly deploys against us. Now, this was classified data that was stored in Equifax database. It was described as ultra vulnerable trade secrets in the indictment, justifying the economic espionage charge, which is strange because I don't see how that data, aside from being sensitive and personal, I don't see how that's trade data. It's very vague how they're putting together this actual case against China. They also admit that the Apache software vulnerability that allowed the hackers to steal the data had been discovered by the U.S. Computer Emergency Readiness Team 2 months before the attacks actually took place, and that Equifax had not closed that loophole once they had been informed that the vulnerability actually existed. So it kind of looks like Equifax is partially responsible for this leak of data by not doing what they were supposed to do to close a possible place where it could be leaked, even after that they were made aware of it. Now, the FBI director, David Bowditch, admitted to reporters that there was no evidence that the Equifax data had been weaponized or indeed used in any way, but he deplored the American public's gradual acclimatization to the endless parade of data breaches. So they don't have any evidence this was actually used as a weapon or used in any way to harm the United States. But he's upset that the American people don't seem to be really upset that this kind of thing is going on. Well, because it does happen all the time, and usually these data breaches are usually by U.S. corporations, not, allegedly the Chinese government. Now, it's not just Americans who were affected by the security breach. Nearly 1 million citizens of the United Kingdom and Canada had also had their data exposed, according to the indictment handed down by the U.S. Attorney General. Now, it remains unclear how the Department of Justice concluded that it was these 4 members of the Chinese military that were responsible, and they didn't specify whether they were acting on their own or whether they were acting on behalf of the Chinese government. They also didn't specify how it would be possible to actually apprehend these individuals and make them face justice in the U.S. justice system, as they are citizens of a foreign country that don't have very good relations with the United States at this time. Now, given the political dimension of these accusations, we should, of course, take it with a grain of salt, and that this accusation may not be true. But we do know that China carries out an espionage against the United States, and that the United States carries out espionage against China. They both spy on each other, and everybody knows it. So it could very well be true, because this is the kind of thing that we know the countries do to each other. However, it should be noted that even if this is true, it should not be used as a justification for hostile U.S. foreign policy that could potentially get a lot of people killed. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.